Emily.
And I'm Soluna.
And this is Dangerous Patterns.
We made this podcast in order to shed light on our favorite in some crime cases and also give you tips on how to be safe.
Theodore Kaczynski. I'm going to butcher this name really bad, but Theodore Kaczynski?
I think it's Kaczynski.
Kaczynski, also known as the Unabomber, was an extremely smart man who sent bombs mostly to universities and airports. He had an IQ of 167 and attended Harvard. What really makes me mad, not mad, but this guy could have done a lot with his life. He had a 167 IQ, but he didn't choose to do good things. He chose to,
and he attended Harvard. Yeah, and he attended Harvard. So, Theodore, also known as Ted, was born on May 22nd, 1942, in Chicago to working-class parents Wanda Teresa and Theodore Richard Kaczynski. They were both Polish Americans who were raised as Roman Catholics but later became atheists. They were married on April 11, 1932, with his father becoming a sausage maker.
From ages 6 to 9, administrators at his school, Sherman Elementary, described him as a healthy and well-adapted. He, his brother, who was 3 at the time, and his parents moved to Evergreen Park, Illinois, where he scored an IQ of 167 and skipped the 6th grade.
And see, that is kind of one of the examples of people who seemed really normal and ended up not actually ending up being normal. So, Ted himself says that this was a pivot point for him because before he would socialize with his peers who saw him as a leader, but he did not feel he fit in with the older kids who would bully him.
I think when the kids bully other kids, it kind of takes a toll of their whole life.
It definitely does. Can change someone for the better or for the worse.
Yeah.
I think because it also it says that he skipped a grade. Him skipping a grade was kind of what caused this. Is then you have to think, is skipping grades really the best idea?
Yeah.
I've never skipped a grade, so I have no idea how it feels, but you always think.
He soon attended Evergreen Park Community High School, where he played in the marching band and excelled in his academics. He was a member of the mathematics, biology, coin, and German club. In 1996, one of his former classmates would say that he was never really seen as a person, and more of a walking, talking brain. That
could also be another thing. It's an insecurity of how he wasn't seen as a real human being.
Yeah.
A lot of times we forget that these killers were once human beings. And there was something that happened in their life. Maybe maybe they had horrible parents, but sometimes it's just they had a normal life. So he became intensely fascinated with mathematics and would study and solve advanced problems. He would become a briefcase boy, a group of like-minded boys that were interested in science and math and were notorious for carrying briefcases.
He also skipped the 11th grade. Yeah, another grade skip. I think this really took a toll on his mental health and his whole life.
Yeah.
And he soon graduated at 15, was accepted to Harvard before getting his driver's license, and started the next year at 16. A high classmate said that he was emotionally unprepared and was sent before he was ready.
Yeah. I think it's one thing to be smart. Well, actually, I'm trying to fix it. I'm sorry. But I think it's one thing to skip a grade. It's another thing to be graduating so early, especially at 15.
Yeah.
When he should have been a freshman, sophomore, and he's already graduating. It's
yeah, that's a lot. At
they
once.
shouldn't. I don't think.
I just said he was a prodigy, but
he was a prodigy, but he is also a child.
Yeah.
Sometimes people forget that all these prodigies are also people.
Yeah.
Their whole life doesn't revolve about them being smart. They have other things. And this could be another pivoting point where he wasn't prepared for what life was to take on to him because he was only 16 at the time when he got in. So, So he had his first crime on May 25th, 1978. He tried to send a bomb through the mail, but it was later found in the parking lot of the University of Illinois. A passerby forwarded the package to the man on its return address, a Northwestern University professor named Buckley Christ Jr. He didn't recognize the package and called campus security. Once opened, the bomb exploded, injuring the security officer.
Yeah.
That was a really smart decision because, he didn't, know where his package was from. He didn't know who it was from. He didn't know where it could come from. So he definitely made the best and safest choice of calling someone in to.
Yeah. So if this happens to you, you should call someone definitely.
I guess it's usually if it's a package that you're not expecting. No one told you they would send it to you. You didn't order anything. You should always take very many precautions when it comes to packages that you don't know where they came from.
Yeah, his 16th and final crime was on April 24, 1993. He mailed a bomb to the president of California Forestry Association, Gilbert Murray. The bomb ended up being opened and killed its intended victim.
Yeah, so he committed 16 crimes. That's quite a lot.
Well, when an IQ that high, it's really sad that he used it for bad things rather than using it for good.
Yeah, but then when you look at his life, you can kind of see how he got to that point.
Yeah.
And how old was he when he did his first crime? I wasn't sure.
Our script didn't say how old he was because we did a lot of research, but I guess we might have forgot that little.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to pinpoint his age, so yeah. But I guess with simple math, you could probably figure it out. Just weren't sure. So he got caught on April 3rd, 1996. He sent in a letter of his motives and why he did it. And then, after much debate, FBI Director Louis Freach and Attorney General Janet Reno agreed to publish the letter. And Ted's brother, David Kaczynski, recognized his brother's handwriting and turned in his information and other writings from Theodore. Later, the linguistics analyst confirmed that the person who wrote the essay was the same person who wrote the other essay turned in by David.
That must be really hard as a brother to turn in something that your brother did. You've known your brother your whole life. You would never expect you to do something this bad to somebody.
Yeah, I think it's hard because I have siblings. Emily doesn't have any siblings, but I do, and no matter how much I may get mad at my siblings, I couldn't ever picture them doing something this horrendous, and I can't imagine that I would have to be the one to turn them in.
Yeah, but that was really smart for him to do because I know it's hard even though he was his brother, but
he did the right thing, but yeah, I can understand that it was really hard for him to do. So I hope that he's okay, that he knows with their decision, that he's
Yeah. Using that evidence, along with the evidence of Ted's life, they ended up giving a search warrant for his house where they found lots of bomb components, handwritten formulas for bomb-making experiments, and descriptions of his crimes, along with already made live bomb.
So, the Unabomber died at the age of 81 in prison, where he committed suicide. He did it because he was extremely depressed.
The safety tip that we want to give for this episode is always to be aware of suspicious packages or items, especially if you have no idea where they came from or if they're addressed to you directly.
If you get any packages with weird markings, strange odors, or wires, don't try to open or touch it and notify the authorities immediately.
That's all we have to say for this episode. I'm Emily.
And I'm Soluna, and thank you for watching this episode of Dangerous Patterns, Crime and Caution. Have a good day or night.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.